Hey everyone, welcome back to my virtual book club. As you remember, we're talking about The Infinite Game by Sinek. Uh, Chapter 7 called Trusting Teams, and talking about how teams have to build trust amongst themselves, and teams can be both internal in a company and the company as a whole. Because in order to be effective, a team has to be built on trust. In order for a company to be successful, there has to be trust among the companies and the employees. Um, and so that means trust goes both ways. First of all, you have to have a company that builds a culture of trust, that engenders trust. And then they have to trust their employees. The employees then have to trust the employer that their employer is going to live up to what they say, but then also act trustworthy. And that could mean being and showing vulnerability. It's really important that employees admit their mistakes, ask for help. And if you don't build a trusting environment, it can have employees start to hide their mistakes or fake confidence. And then you can't actually fix the mistake until it becomes too big and becomes a problem. So it can be really important that you have that trusting environment. And there was an interesting story about how the Marines will actually pick people who are have high trust and maybe not highest performance, but people want to work with them, want to and be good team members. Whereas that's more important than someone who's really a high performer but has low trust. That's actually a very toxic person. And so if you can find people who are low performers but high trust, you can have them be coachable and have them build up their performance. So I thought that was a really interesting approach. They also talked about a equation kind of what culture is. And culture is values plus behavior. So, right, it's not just what you say it is, but it's how you act and how you build a culture to allow people to ask for help and admit those mistakes. And part of that is building that leaders will support it and continue that culture. And it's not just what happens at the lower league, but what leaders do and how they act will impact everybody. And so one of the interesting things that I thought they'd said was leaders aren't responsible for results. They are responsible for the people who are responsible for the results. I thought that was an interesting way of looking at it because it's in a world of KPIs and saying these are the things that you have to meet. We forget sometimes that it's more important as a leader to make sure you're allowing your people to reach those and not micromanagement and say that's what I have to meet. I have to let my people get to those points. So an interesting thing is something that we all say, oh yeah, I get it, until you start thinking about what it actually means and how you have to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. So I'd love to hear about how you are engendering trust in your team and how you're building teams that people can admit mistakes so they can be fixed. Thanks so much. Talk to you next time.